He needs less weight to fly.
True.
Okay.
Ready? All right. What's up, y'all? Bruxa here. Instead of one for the third fucking time, let's try this again, okay?
Yeah, right.
All right. Why don't y'all go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us all about what y'all do in the band.
Okay, well, like you just said, instead of one, I'm Cole. I'm the drummer. We do some jamming.
I'm Mason. I'm one of the guitar players, not really lead or rhythm. We kind of trade off.
With the Zappa going on, too.
Oh, yeah.
I dig that.
I'm Dylan. I'm the bass player.
And I'm Nate, and I play keys.
I'm Kyler, and I am the other guitar player.
All right, so yeah, it's been a minute since the last time I spoke with y'all. I mean, I've seen you guys evolving and keeping up on jamming, keeping up on social media, stuff like that. How's it been? Like, you guys have been playing a lot more shows, I'm sure, right?
Actually, in the past couple of months, like last 2 months, I'd say we haven't really been getting out much. We did play one show at Realms a little bit ago.
Yes, that was the one that I saw.
Yeah. It was nice exposure. It actually one of the bigger shows we've played so far.
Awesome.
And it was nice to meet with Tanner, the guy who sets up all the shows at Realms. He said he wants to have us come back. But
Hell yeah.
other than that, we've mostly been working on getting stuff recorded. We're looking at recording or releasing a single here pretty soon.
Hell yeah. Is
And
it a
then-
brand new one?
One of them is a song we've never released before. The other one is a song that we have released, but it was like a weird acoustic jam recorded on our phones.
So it's a reworking.
Yeah.
That's dope. The last time I heard you guys playing a show was at Realms, you said, right?
Yeah. That was pretty good exposure for us, one of our bigger shows so far, and we got to talk with the guy who sets up everything there. We definitely want to play at Realms some more. It's a fun time there. Everybody should go there. As far as that, or as far as shows go, we'll probably be out there playing a bit more shows. We do have one planned for August 28th at the Shrine.
There you go.
Surface Level and Ghost Beach in Los Seringas.
Sweet.
And that is going to be a little bit of a hiatus going away show for Surface Level because they're the first band we ever played with. And so they just wanted to have us
Full
play with
circle.
them. Yeah.
That's really cool. But that's great because I actually missed Ghost Beach's last show. I showed up just after they played. So, yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, we're going to be hitting the studio a little bit. We're actually just about to finish up releasing this single we're working on.
Nice.
Talk about that one.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, yeah, you guys do all that shit yourself, right?
Yeah, we actually just this is our first time actually recording live drums that we figured out. We set it up like a kit and we actually mic'd it up, just one for the kick, snare, and then just for room noise or whatever. And yep, instead of a really shitty MIDI kit. But it's gonna be our first official releases, and it's gonna be the real quality versions of two of the singles that we've worked on a lot. So
Hell yeah. That's really cool. And so you guys are mixing it, mastering it all yourself too then, yeah?
yep, pretty much.
Fuck yeah.
Just going around between the car, the living room speakers, to the phone.
Yeah, dude, no, you gotta try it on all the stereos.
Yep.
That's super fucking cool. And then, so once you guys get this all settled up and packaged out, do you guys plan on trying to book a tour at all?
That's a little farther out there. I think we're going to focus on getting these singles out. And honestly, we're just going to be playing a lot of shows of just trying to play those songs a lot. And then after that, we're going to hunker down and then release the album.
Fuck, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And then after the album,
Exactly.
that's when we can get some merch and start touring, I think. That's the next picture after those steps.
We've already got some designs paid for merch and everything. We've worked with a local artist, Julius Bridgeforth. He's awesome.
Nice.
And
is he the one who did your logo?
Yeah, we
Okay,
got the
cool.
logo done, and we also got some T-shirt designs done from him as
Fuck
well
yeah.
that we're gonna get out there eventually.
Rad. No,
not
that's
not quite yet, but especially if we're gonna be going on tour, that'd be nice to have some merch to bring with us to at least pay for the trip.
Dude, I know. Seriously, that's usually the main revenue, right?
Yeah.
All the merch sales. But the other interviews we talked about influences and stuff like that. Is there any new influences that you want to bring into the table with these newer songs, or because we didn't release the other interviews, obviously? So if you guys want to,
Bass players.
kind of an update,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, please.
I've listened to so much Fish in the last month. That's been the biggest one.
There you go. So you're getting more into the jam stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of homework in a way.
There you
I
go.
listen to all the live records. I listen to all the studio stuff. I'm like, oh, that's how you're supposed to do it. It's pretty fun.
Interesting. There you go. So now you're kind of getting the feel of the jamming.
I listened to 3 Stevie Wonder albums, and then I came home and found the clavy sound effect on the keyboard,
Hell yeah.
and then did one of our songs that we normally do with the piano sound, but with a clavy sound, and which is a lot more of a bite.
Wonk, wonk, wonk.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So And now that's just how we play it. So
Hell
just
yeah.
little things like that.
Kyler?
No, yeah, it's kind of been cool. We've been jamming a lot more and just doing a lot more stuff. I personally haven't necessarily listening to a lot of different stuff, but I guess just kind of listening to the other guys when we jam and trying to take inspiration from that and find something in our collective while we're playing, you know?
That's really fucking interesting, actually. Yeah. No, because it's last time we covered this, I think we talked about how you guys really do mesh well. You know, between I remember you were the one the one who stuck out the most with the influences, right? But like, no, I really enjoy the way what you bring into it too. And like, you know, because when I first saw y'all, it was really interesting mix of what was it, Zappa and King Gizzard, right?
It honestly is really cool with just the way that each one of us, like, we all have
Mhm.
shared influences, like the jam band stuff and all the psych rock that we listen to, but also each one of us kind of has like a different side of the musical spectrum that we inhabit, and so it's a lot of different shit. Like one of us will be like, oh, this that song that I heard the other day, and just always sharing new stuff and new ideas.
That's right.
It helps keep us on our toes, I guess.
1,000%, and it definitely helps to have a lot of people in your band like that too.
Yeah. I also honestly think a big thing we've been doing recently is there's a lot of bands we already listen to, but when we were approaching jamming, we were like kind of focusing on the biggest top bands that we all listen to, like probably King Gizzard or the Grateful Dead, and just the way they jammed, and kind of thinking about it a little more singularly as like jamming works like this, but we've started to like look at other bands that also improvise and take that influence and try to jam in different styles, like
Incorporate your own.
something like the
kind of
Allman
thing.
Brothers, where there's like two lead guitars happening at
Yes,
once, like playing off of
that's
each
super
other.
sick.
I'm excited to show more people.
Dude, absolutely. Well, you know, and I'm glad that y'all aren't the kind of people that just like turn out tracks, you know, because like I can tell that you guys actually care about your output,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
because it takes a minute to get the mixes right, you know, and to
yeah,
get the recording proper, you know, because there's a lot of people that'll just, you know, shit out track after track just to try to get their name out there. But
Yeah.
no, not if most people, if they're paying attention, you know, that's not the way you want to do it. So. No, I think you guys are on the right track with that stuff.
Yeah, the recording process honestly didn't take too long. We got most of the tracks done pretty quickly, but we are kind of just stuck in the mixing and mastering. That's where
Oh yeah.
we don't know what we're doing. We're just playing it by ear.
No, totally.
So
I suppose that might be like too far into the future, but do you guys see yourself like putting any kind of other experimental stuff into your music? Like, because I really dig the like upbeatness of it all. It's mostly really uplifting and happy and like really fun, you know. But like, I was just wondering, is there like a darker side to y'all that you ever want to go down like that, like the metally kind of a
We got a couple
deal?
things, yeah.
I think you want to talk about that?
Want to talk
You
about
can
some
talk about
pigs?
it,
Yeah.
We definitely have a couple of songs, like Nate just said, like Vertical Pigs and a couple other things that just kind of some of our weirder songs that go into that sort of darker territory. But I'd say definitely sometimes in our jams, like we'll be improvising and sometimes weird shit just kind of starts happening in the moment, you know. You smoked a lot of weed and now everyone's just kind of like, ooh.
Like, all of a sudden this turn-
but-
Here's not like us.
We've kind of been
Oh,
doing a
God.
bit of a funk thing recently, so that's kind of been cool. Getting a little bit away less from the chords and more of like finding a groove with each other. So that's been really fun. But
Dude, that's sick.
no, I could definitely see us going down a bit more of a metal route or something in the future. When
Just
we,
like a funky, groovy breakdown kind of.
Oh,
a deal,
yeah.
but like in
All
a
kinds of
minor
shit.
key or something.
Oh, we used to be metal.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, we
really?
used to be in a metal band. Me and Cole and Dylan was in it for a little bit with us.
We'll see.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
so
funny.
you guys
High
totally
school metal
have
band.
it. You know,
Yeah.
that's weird. I dig that.
We even used to write metal songs as instead of one when it was just the three of us
Really?
back living together, but none of those have really been released. It's just stuff
stoner
we wrote.
metally,
Yeah.
doom metally.
Oh, see, I could see that way, or like Uncle Acid, or like early Sabbath type shit.
Yeah, nothing like super like fast or intense, but just lots of dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
absolutely.
dun, 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 and stuff like that. It's like
Or like Electric Wizard or something shit like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah,
There
like-
we go.
Cool like desert riffs or something.
Dude, Caius, come on. That'd
Yeah.
be. Caius is where
Yeah.
I'm from, dude. Palm Desert, like Palm Springs area.
The metal lends itself a lot to those like crazy controlled chaos jams where you're just using
Absolutely.
noise.
Dude, have you guys ever heard of Saint Vitus? Oh, dude, Saint Vitus is so sick. They're one of those early stoner doom. So the guitarist Dave Chandler, he uses an SG with this really rad ring modded wah pedal, and like all of his solos are just insane, like noise and like like it's fucking great. It's really fucking dope. You have to check out Saint Vitus.
Saint Vitus.
They named themselves after a Sabbath song.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Saint Vitus's dance.
That's funny.
But yeah, man. But yeah. Yeah, you said the next show is August 28th, right?
Yes.
At the
August 28th.
Cora Shrine.
Yeah, it's going to be in the basement.
How do you guys like playing in the Boise scene and like getting to know all the other bands now that you have, you know, more connections?
Sure. It's been a really cool evolution. We've done a lot more with like Boise Trans Collective, and we've also just done more of just like independently reaching out to like the Shrine and stuff like that. We've gotten pretty good responses, but talking to bands like Madcap and Sunsmith and stuff like that, getting a little bit more to that like chill reggae and maybe even like funk scene, you know what I mean?
Ah,
You know
interesting.
what I mean? It's not that it's bad that we keep like that we play with a lot of like Midwest emo or hardcore bands and stuff, but it's also cool to have like just a real chill, fun dance kind of set, you know?
And it gets it's even better for your reach.
No, yeah, it's just been nice hanging out with a little bit more, just like Nate could say, like our lunch table, you know what I mean? And we also want to do stuff at like what's that thing they do in that one square in Boise where it's just like live at 5 or something like that?
Oh
Yeah. And also, well, I guess you're talking about like shows. We're gonna and like local scene. We're gonna try to get something a little bit more together with stuff like Turtle Poppers and stuff.
nice.
And our 6-month thing for waiting for like playing at the Hive because you can only play every 6 months.
yeah,
Maybe we'll get some real groovy ass Bill to play at the Hive
fuck
with
yeah,
us.
it'd be dope. That would be really fucking cool. I'll be there for that one for sure.
Hell yeah.
We like the sound of the Hive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I hope so.
They record it also. That's the best part.
True.
Yeah.
That's the thing I think is the biggest like gain from the Boise Hive, you know. You get to do it for free, you know, they give you this airtime and you get the whole video, you know, as like part of your reel, essentially.
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny, like our first show with him was actually at the Hive, so our first like debut with him playing is actually recorded.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Isn't that right?
How
Yep.
many times did you fuck up? No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
Hey, we can always go back and find out.
I know. For real. If y'all had to pick one album that you all had to agree upon to listen to for the rest of all of you guys' lives together, what would it be?
Wow.
Because it's a hard question.
Depressing. I would like.
No.
We may be a jam band, but we cannot come to a collective agreement.
Is that even
Cornell
possible?
77.
Yeah, that'd probably.
I could probably listen. To
I
that.
could do
I
that.
can do that over and over again. Yeah.
I think we reached a conclusion.
Wow,
It
that
would
was
be-
pretty fucking
probably
quick.
Like what is it? The not Ballroom, but what's that one Fish album that I really like to play all
Clifford
the
Ball?
time? Yeah, the Clifford Ball.
Clifford Ball.
Yeah, I
Really
think
good.
that would specifically
It's a lot
I would choose
longer,
that
too.
one. Yeah,
94?
something like that.
Okay, so official
Fish.
answer:
Yeah, it's Fish, some sort of live Fish album.
Yeah.
some sort of live Fish album. You heard it here first. Listen to a live Fish album. 5 men agree.
5 agree that
Boys. Barely. 5 boys agree. Yes. Have you guys played with Rotten Apple Trees?
No, but
Have
I've
you
seen
caught
one of
one?
their shows. Yeah,
Dude.
didn't they drop out of a bill or something that we were gonna play with?
Oh, dude, I got to see them at that one that I missed, Ghost Beach, actually. The
Yeah.
same, it was a Boise Trans collective show. And no, they were really fucking good. They reminded me of Modest Mouse, like in like
Yeah.
the best way, right?
I like Modest Mouse
Dude,
too. so
they
that's
rip
cool.
like
They're
everything
cool.
about them. Like, it reminded me a lot of like Lonesome Crowded West era. You know,
Yeah, right.
I think I could see y'all playing with them. You know,
Yeah, that would
pretty
be
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
I've seen them at like the Shredder ones too.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw them play with Strange Lily, and I forgot who else was
Oh, I
playing.
want to see Strange Lily.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're really cool. They got a good sound.
Yeah.
We saw rotten apple trees in a random church in Nampa.
What?
They just like they like somehow like rented out the main like worship room in this random like church. It wasn't like a big like steeple or anything. It was just like a weird little building, but yeah, it was kind of funny. Just like a bunch of teenagers in a church
That's
rocking
so
out.
rad.
It was a couple years ago, so I'm sure they
Yeah.
sound a lot better nowadays. They sounded good back then, but
No, that's super cool. It's kind of that reminds me of like the dungeon, like I was telling you about the Boise Trans Collective show. Yeah, have you guys been to that yet? The dungeon?
No.
Oh, that one's really fucking cool.
It's pretty intimate.
Like max caps like 25.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a
Like
pretty
legit.
intimate venue.
It is, and I really look forward to seeing more shows there. But
Yeah, right.
I don't even know if they could fit y'all in there unless you guys went acoustic with like some shit.
got a lot of gear.
I'll bring like a jazz kit of just like a kick, snare, and a hi hat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
three-piece.
And we can all
Three-piece.
just like
That would
stuff
be dope,
ourselves up there.
actually. Yeah, but no, dude, Sir Vessel played. A couple other really awesome artists played. It was really dope.
Hell yeah.
Like I was saying, those are just some weird like venues, right? What's a really weird scene story that y'all have?
Not that it's like weird and just like anything like super quirky happened, but playing at the Doug House is always funny because it's just like a little garage
Yeah,
that's
just
just
a
set up in
super
this guy's
chill-
house, and it's just pretty chill. And we normally play with a lot like heavier bands, so we're kind of like the black sheep whenever we play
1,000%.
a Doug House.
Yeah.
Like stuff will happen, and then we'll walk out and be like, "All right, now for something completely different."
Yeah. No, I remember.
Oh yeah, and with Orbiter. Yeah, that show was funny because that show they got like quite a big pit going afterwards, and like everybody was going crazy, and it's not like we didn't fit in or we're not into it, you know, because we like we mentioned earlier, we used to be in a metal band, you know, we're
Yeah.
totally into all that stuff, but I guess it was just kind of a funny vibe of us play and chilling. You could tell that everyone wanted some energy to kick up. You could tell everyone was waiting for it. And so
Right.
we got to hold it back a little bit in a
Oh,
way of
that's
like,
actually
you don't get to go crazy
you're just,
yet.
like,
You gotta
edging
wait a
them-
minute.
Edging them with the hardcore.
You can dance
like,
for if
hold
you
on,
want
hold
for a
up,
second,
you know?
but yeah, I like shows like that. But it's fun to get to a show where you can tell that everyone's down with the same vibe. Like we
Fuck
played
yeah.
a festival called Cosmic Cool Down up at Bogus one time, and hopefully it'll be happening again this year. But it's kind of a much smaller event, you know, like maybe like 30 people were there or something, and so it was just a really great vibe. Is everyone was just there for whatever.
Word.
And
no,
so
that's
It's always a great vibe. You try to find those little weird hubs of people just love music.
yeah. What's your 2 cents? You've been quiet down there, surprisingly.
I mean, I'm usually the talker.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
How's your keyboard skills gotten?
Drastically improved. Since we got the organ, it kind of changed how I play a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say because in the other interviews that you were brand new to the instrument,
Yeah,
essentially.
it's a lot more. I'm doing a lot more with my hands. I could put it
Both
that
of
way. My right one gets a lot more practice. My left one, I would honestly say is. Actually, I use my left for that, but you know, I've been doing a little bit more. You know, practicing my scales on my right, and
Getting the fingering just right.
yeah, figuring out
Gotten way better.
just playing different scales, major, minor. I'm gonna branch out into more like different modes, but for now I keep it simple.
Yes, Mason. What if you had to pick one guitarist to pick as your main influence? Who would you say?
Ooh, that's a very interesting question for me. Because I feel like that's changed a couple of times, like in the past couple of years. But I'd say right now, my biggest influence for guitar would probably be. I guess I'd have to say Trey Anastasio from Fish. I've just been hearing so much of his playing that even though I can't play anything like him,
Yeah, because
I-
his like spur of the moment shit. You know?
I definitely don't have the chops that he has, but I am definitely taking inspiration in his playing and like the way I play my leads and
1,000%.
the note choices and even some of the weird rhythmic things I'm doing. I take a lot of inspiration from him even when I'm doing my rhythm guitar playing as well.
That's dope. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's kind of jarring because everyone else can move. I can't.
That's true.
Yeah, so like everyone else is like can't move. There'll be times when people will be jamming and somebody, Kyler, Mason, Dylan, whoever, not Cole because he can't either, but they'll walk up to me and just like stand and stare at me at the piano. I'm like, why the fuck are we looking at each other?
Just locking in.
And we are.
So cute.
Well, it's good because like there are moments where, especially with Kyler, sometimes with Mason, where like it's very helpful.
Yeah.
And I think if people saw us play live, you could perhaps see that themselves. So
To see like who's following who, kind of a deal.
yeah, it's kind of a show in and itself. So.
No, 1,000%. I actually really dig that.
Jamming's just weird, you know. It's kind of been like a challenge that we've been trying to figure out as best we can, but like in the moment when we like abandon the song and we're just trying to like improvise and everything, you know, all we have is each other, I guess. We have to trust.
You have to follow it.
It's like I have to trust that Cole's gonna keep this groove going. Dylan's staying locked in with him. We're all like swirling around each other on top.
Keeping
you know?
count to make sure when the next switch
Yeah,
is coming.
exactly.
Yeah,
And sometimes it
it's
works
tough.
pretty well. Sometimes it falls apart a little bit, but that's part of the fun, you know.
No,
if there's not a risk,
1,000%.
then it doesn't pay off quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
Drums, for some reason, has been the easiest for me to be able to play and sing at the same time, but I wasn't able to figure it out until I was playing drums and started trying to play and
Wild.
sing.
Maybe it's a rhythm thing. and
Yeah, I have no
that's-
idea. But I came from like bass though, so I came from rhythm section, but just something about like I get my body locked in on a groove, so my head and my mouth and my brain
Feel
can just
free.
be like, fucking, all right, I'm locked in.
I don't get a mic.
He's grounded. No, I'm just kidding. We are working on learning a cover, or at the very least, getting him to sing on more songs. Though we just need another stand and another mic.
Yes.
The truth of it is we genuinely just don't have enough mics and stands. Because if we would like to, everyone would have a mic all the time.
No, but okay, Kyler. What was the first album that you bought with your own money? And why?
I remember the first CD that I got, but it was not bought with my own money. It was a live Queen album that my dad's friend bought me at Hastings before they
Ooh.
closed.
How old were you?
Probably like 15 or 16. It was in like 8th grade.
So that was one that
Ish.
you picked, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, for a while I wasn't really that into music, but sort of in like middle school into high school I started to get a lot more into it. But
See, no, that's valid.
I wish I
'cause-
remembered the first one I bought with my own money though.
But that was one that you picked. Do you remember why you picked it?
I was getting into Queen at the time, and I remember it was like the first time I'd gotten to a band, and I was like, I want to listen past like the popular songs that everyone knows. You know, I wanted to explore. And that was just, it had a lot of songs on it that I didn't know, so I figured it was probably a good place to start.
What do you think about Brian May making his own guitar?
It's fucking awesome, and the fact that it sounds that good
I know,
is incredible, and it's made out of like a fucking fireplace. and shit.
dude. It's
And he made his own pickups and stuff, and he plays with a coin instead of a pick.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like,
yeah.
what a weird dude, but a fucking cool dude.
What got
Okay.
you into music? Do you remember what age you were?
Just as soon as my dad could let me listen to music, and that was immediate.
Oh, really?
Pearl Jam was like the first. Pearl Jam and the Beatles
Fuck
were like
yeah.
the first two bands that I can earliest remember
Yeah.
listening to.
Yeah, and so was that what got you into music, and what got you wanting to play bass?
I say what got me into playing bass kind of stems from the era. I'd say also that high school and middle school era. It was Pink Floyd and Rush.
Oh, really? Fuck
Those
yeah.
those were the two like first big ones that I remember listening to Money and be like, huh, bass.
Yeah.
That's what
solid
it sounds like.
sector. Yeah.
Yeah, Primus came a smidge later. Rush was the one that got me to play bass.
Fuck
It's just
yeah.
so cool. It's still I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, brain breaking. Yeah. What do y'all think is like the goal? Do you guys see yourself being as a band like down the road?
Yeah, to never stop. Actually, that's a good way to put it. And
You guys
it's
are all on that same page.
yeah,
kind of
pretty
deal?
much. We've all pretty much agreed, and obviously we all have to be like successful and pay for our lives, so we're gonna have jobs. But
Yes.
we would all like it if like the band could be the job.
Fuck
We
yeah.
could just make money and be able to just like live and survive off of playing music all the time.
That's the goal. Yeah.
And we've been having a lot of conversations internally just about taking it more serious, because not that we definitely haven't, but we want to be definitely more like production focused and realize how much of like a team we really are. And if we want to take this to like bigger levels, then we really got to like hunker down sometimes, you know?
No,
Not that we don't,
absolutely.
but we're ready to take this to whatever limit we can. If that takes standing on top of the world and scream it until everyone hears us, I'll do that.
Fuck yeah. No, I love that. And you know what? That reinforces what we talked about in the very first interview, which was when we were talking about how important it is, especially with how many of y'all there are, to have that cohesive like agreeableness, you know, like that the fact that y'all came from friendship, like that was really key to, and from various different bands and projects, and yeah, it was a whole thing we went through already.
Well,
But-
it'd be actually like we kind of are like an organization to an extent,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So it wouldn't be bad if like maybe even like we made a mission statement for ourselves, something that's bigger than ourselves that we can always agree to. It's like we all agreed upon that, we all believe in that. So I'm going to show up to do
1,000%.
that every single day.
That's actually really fucking smart. I dig that. And the fact that y'all are on the same page just still blows my mind. So
It takes a lot of conversations. There's lots and lots of talks and happens, and there's lots of pushbacks and stuff. But that's the whole essence and the point of even just like being a jam band or a band in general.
with that, would you guys want to give some advice to maybe some newer bands coming up through the Boise scene or in any other scene?
I would say the biggest thing is to just be yourself, be nice to people, you know. Get out there, play shows, go to shows as like a fan as well, you know.
1,000%.
Just meet people and become part of the community because, you know, even if you dream one day of trying to become famous or anything, you know, that might never happen, but you can always make friends and at least find a community of cool, like-minded people. And so that's really what it's all about at the end of the day.
1,000%.
Just don't forget to have fun. That's all it's about.
True.
Don't
forget that.
don't forget to have fun.
Yeah.
I would say don't be ever scared to ask questions to anyone in your scene, even if it seems intimidating. Just go up and like ask or just talk to them. Just communicate. That's the best way is just talk to people. Because like what Kyler said, it's not always about like the end goal. Sometimes it's more so about just like meeting people along the way and creating
Literally.
friends and having that sense of community. You know what I mean?
Making
So
connections.
just talk to people. Just say hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say don't be afraid to make mistakes, but just make sure that your mistakes are coming from like a sense of like reckless energy and passion and not from a lack of practice.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to make sure, you know, that you're at least trying.
Yeah, because as long as you are practicing, even if you're not that good yet, as long as you're getting better and you are trying, who can say you're not doing your best? you know?
Literally, we all suck at the beginning.
Yeah. That's just a part of it. It's
Literally.
part of growing.
It's just part of the process.
Even musicians who are great think they suck.
It's true. That imposter syndrome is fucking real. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when he was talking about practicing and kind of had this in mind and based on what everyone was going to say, effort in equals effort out, especially if like you're starting from a new, you know, if you have an image of yourself in your head and a goal, what you want to achieve, then you gotta remember effort in is your effort out.
No. Okay. Say know about the band. We've singles coming out. We've got 2 of them. It's going to be a little double single. Yeah, it might be out by the time. Yep. Double single. And just keep looking out for future shows. We're going to be playing those songs a lot. This
What are the
band is
songs
going to be
called?
there. It's going to be Obi Sky and Boat Song. It's actually stuff that we've played a lot live before. And in some iteration or another, you can probably find a digital footprint in some form on like Hive or some really old demo that we've made.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, finally full renditions of that is coming, and this band is kind of gonna not hibernate, but we're gonna lock in, and we're really gonna start making this a lot bigger.
Hunker down and get those songs recorded.
Yeah, right.
Fuck yeah. That's dope. Okay, and the next show is August 28th.
Yeah,
And that's at
it's at the Shrine Basement. We're going to be with Surface Level, Ghost Beach, and the Los Ringas, right? It's
Los Syringas. Yes. All right. Dope. Well,
gonna be sick.
thank you guys so much for coming. You like legitimately this third time really is a fucking
Yeah,
charm.
third time's the
So
charm.
yes, thank you guys again for the patience, you know, for coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure, really.
Yeah.
Glad to be able to do this.
Have fun.
Same. All right. Bruxa,
Bye bye.
out.
Bye.
I'm Dylan.